What's up, everyone? This is Let's Talk About It with Aaron E, and that's me. And today I'm going to be doing another GoPro review of Animal Kingdom and Disney World. I had a lot of fun with this, and I wanted to show some of the rides that I went on. Hit the like and subscribe button down below if you haven't done so already. And guys, check out this awesome video.
Leaking calibration status?
Optimal. Machine levels look good.
9 and 10.
Please enter all the way into the room and stand on the number you were given.
Oh, that's wild. That's cool.
Okay, sealed genetic matching room. Okay, Dr. Stevens, they're ready.
Can everyone see me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. Welcome to the Avatar program. Soon, you're gonna have a chance to undertake an amazing Na'vi rite of passage, flying on the back of this powerful animal called an Ikron, or as we call it, a Banshee. The way you're gonna do this is by being matched to something called an avatar. And I'm here to help you guys get ready. But first, we have to scan you for Pandoran microparasites. All right, everyone, stay on your number and move your arms a bit. Okay, start scan. You've all got them. But don't worry, they're very common around these parts. Let's start the decon.
Initiating GMR decon.
Stand still over your number, you're not gonna feel a thing. You're doing great. Almost done here.
They're all clear.
Great. Now let's go over how all this works. Like I said before, you're going to be matched to these things called avatars, which look a lot like the Na'vi. They're created by blending human DNA and Na'vi DNA. Once we match you to an avatar, thanks to a special link chair, your mind will be able to control that avatar. Using avatars to fly this way was all figured out by my boss, Dr. Jackie Ogden. She leads our science team, which is part of the Pandora Conservation Initiative, and we're here in the Valley of Moara studying banshees and their environment. Over a generation ago, this enormous company called the RDA created a lot of damage to the area through their bad mining practices and conflicts with the Na'vi. Just like on Earth, it can take decades for ecosystems to recover. One way to understand what's going on with an ecosystem is to study what are called keystone species. These are animals like tigers, jaguars, seals. The banshee is one of these important animals. Dr. Ogden is the foremost expert on studying the Ikron and has spent years researching them. Unfortunately, banshees live high in rookeries and humans can't get anywhere near them without becoming their lunch. But the Na'vi and avatars can. Okay, to get you flying on a banshee, we need to find each of you an avatar. Let's prep the genetic sampling.
I'm on it.
Okay, first we need to find the compatible match of your genetic material with the genetic material of one of the avatar bodies that we already have. Once we do that, you'll be able to link to that avatar and fly. Help us out and move around a bit. Almost. Yes, got him. Now, let's find you your avatar matches. All right, you've all been matched with avatars. Looks like they're ready for you in the next room. When the door opens, please go inside, all the way in, and stand over the same number that you're standing over now. And I'll see you in there.
Yeah. No, these are goggles, protective goggles.
Great, you've all made it. It's important that you can all see me, so move a little if you can't. Before we send you to the link chamber, let's watch this piece by Dr. Ogden, who runs the program.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Dr. Jackie Ogden from the Pandora Conservation Initiative. You're about to experience a ceremony that's very special to flying on the back of an ikran, or as we call it, a band. Connecting to an ikran and flying on its back is an incredibly important rite of passage they call Ikni Maya. With permission from the Na'vi and in partnership with Alpha Centauri Expeditions, we can now bring this amazing experience to you. The way you'll be able to fly is by linking to an avatar that's already on the back of an ikran. Let's see how this works.
We establish a link using powerful psionic amplification equipment. A human driver is connected to an avatar, which could be physically hundreds of kilometers away. When you follow our technician into the link chamber, you'll see a series of 16 link chairs. Please go to the number that matches the number you're standing on now. First, stow your gear in the storage containers on the back wall. This should include all bags, cameras, and other items, including cell phones. It's important to push them all the way into the bin. Then get onto the chair as you would a bike. Straddle the seat, step forward, and sit down. Slide your hips forward until you are against the chest pad, and then move your feet all the way forward. Wait until you're seated before you put on your flight visors. Hold onto the hand grips as shown. It's important to hold onto the hand grips at all times. After you're seated, back and leg restraints will be firmly engaged. For your safety, throughout this entire experience, always remain seated and supervise your children.
Once the link takes place, you'll be connected to your avatar and sitting on the back of an ikran. It'll feel like you're really there. Moments later, you'll begin your flight. A Na'vi guide will lead you out. You'll experience the breathtaking beauty of Pandora, but you might also face some of its greatest challenges. Some of this flight might be intense, but trust your guide and be brave. As the Na'vi say during this important rite of passage, Sivak Ho, rise to the challenge. Good luck.
Permanecer sentados, inclinarse hacia adelante agarrando las barras y supervisen a sus niños. Gracias.
So this is 9 and 10? 9
and 10?
Yeah.
Right,
okay.
that's what I thought. Okay.
Look.
Welcome back. Please step off the link chair, gather your belongings, and exit the link chamber. Attention drivers, stow your gear on the back wall and then get onto the link chair the way we showed you in the video. Then put on your flight visors. For your safety, throughout this entire experience, remain seated, lean forward, holding onto the hand grips, and supervise your children.
Para su seguridad, durante toda esta experiencia deberán permanecer sentados, inclinarse hacia adelante, agarrando las barras.
sting.
Welcome back, travelers. Please remain seated or move until it comes to a complete stop and then exit to the left. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day on Pandora.
Once on board your safari transport, please remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside.
Welcome aboard. Go ahead and slide all the way in. Make room for your whole party. If you have any small safari members with you, they are welcome to sit on your lap. They'll get the best view from there. And if you are on that right-hand side, wash those hands, arms, feet, legs. Doors will be sliding shut.
And move your leg over. I can't. It doesn't. All right, okay.
Asante Sana. Now that means thank you in Swahili. And Twende, that means let's go. Jumbo everyone, welcome to Kilimanjaro Safaris. My name is Sierra. I'll be your safari driver as we head out today on the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Now, a few safety reminders before we head out onto the reserve. Please make sure to stay seated at all times, keeping those hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck. Now, this is a real truck you're all sitting on. I really am up here driving it. And in just a moment, once we get the final all clear from the warden, we're going to head out. We're going to see some real animals out there. How does that sound? All right. Now, the first area we're going to be heading into is called the Little Ituri Forest. You'll notice as we drive in that there are a lot of trees and a lot of bushes, which makes it pretty well shaded. And there is a little bit of sunlight coming through those trees. But all that works together to help the animals that live here to blend in really well with their surroundings or to camouflage. So keep your eyes open for them. do see an animal there on the right-hand side. Dark brown body, black and white striped legs. That's an okapi. And then in these bushes we're about to pass, there is a rust red animal laying down. That's a bongo. There is another one coming up ahead though, so you'll be able to spot that one a little bit easier. And the light tan animal too hanging out with that bongo, that's a greater kudu. Looks like there's another greater kudu, few here on the left-hand side as well. One really close coming up in this bush. Now you'll notice these greater kudu, they don't have any horns like those bongos do. And that's because those are female greater kudu, and only males have those horns. But it's a little different for bongos. Both males and females have horns. Looks like there is a saddle-billed stork here on the left-hand side. They are kneeling down, so they're a little bit taller when they're standing up. But if you get a good look at their bill, there's a yellow piece on it, and it kind of looks like a saddle. That's where they get their name from. And then here on the left, kind of by these logs, there is a black rhinoceros. I know it looks a little bit more orange right now. They might have been in a mud wallow recently. And there's another one a little further ahead too, just by the side of that rocky wall. Now if you got a good look at their mouths, they do kind of have pointed mouths. Their upper lip is flexible, almost like a finger. And that really helps them with the food that they eat. They are browsers, so they tend to pick up things from off the ground or pick up things from bushes, and that flexible upper lip and that pointed mouth shape really helps them with that. One of the ways that we can tell them apart from other species of rhinoceros as well. Other species of rhinoceros have different mouth shapes. The next area we are heading towards is called the Safi River area. And the Safi River area is home to several semi-aquatic animal species. Semi-aquatic just means that those animals spend a lot of their lives in the water. So once you see the river coming up ahead, look out for any bubbles or dark shapes in the river. It's a good indication there might be an animal hanging out there just below the surface. And I do see some animals on these islands. They're kind of gray-white birds. Those are pink-backed pelicans. And I know they may not look very pink right now. They get a little bit more pink during mating season. But they get a little more pink on their back and on their faces, which still makes it a little bit tricky to see as well, because they've got those feathers. But sometimes you can see it through those feathers. It looks almost like a blush. Now we're on the lookout for some Nile hippopotamus. Sometimes they can be a little tricky to spot. They can stay underwater for several minutes at a time, holding their breath. And then they'll come up for a breath of fresh air and back down under the water. Also often how they move around in the water as well. They tend to walk across the very bottom of the river instead of swimming at the top. It's actually where they got their name from. Hippopotamus is a Latin word and it means river horse. It does look like there are some coming up ahead. They're going to be on the left, the very last waterfall on the left. Looks like there's a good sized group there. Some of them completely under the water. Looks like there might be one or two that you can spot above the water though. There's also some Nile crocodiles here on the left. There's one a little bit closer to us, kind of by that green grassy strip. Sometimes they do look like logs. They are pretty good at camouflaging. And on average, those guys grow to be about 16 feet in length. To give you an idea of how big that is, that's about half the length of this truck we're all sitting on. But don't let their size intimidate you. They are actually really good moms. When their eggs are just about ready to hatch, they'll take them in their mouths, very gently roll those eggs around. That helps those eggs to kind of crack a little bit, and it makes it easier for those baby crocodiles to hatch out. And then once they have hatched, they actually stay near their mom. She'll help keep them safe from any predators until they get a little bit bigger and can fend for themselves. The next area we're heading towards is the savannah, and the savannah is where we can find some of Africa's most iconic animals. There's also some pretty incredible plant life out there too, like this big tree here coming up on the right. It's called a baobab tree. You'll notice it doesn't have any leaves, that's because they remain leafless for about 9 months out of the year. And that's to conserve water in those really big trunks they've got. And they conserve so much water that they actually have a nickname called the Tree of Life. That's because they do actually save lives out on the savannah. When it gets really hot and dry and the animals can't find any sources of water, they can eat the bark off of that baobab tree, and that helps them to get some much needed hydration. So as we head out on the savannah, keep an eye out, see if you can spot any more baobab trees out here. I do see a few animals already, and we'll get a closer look at them as we continue. But there are some animals here with some really big horns. Those are Ankole cattle. And then kind of within the trees, there are some giraffe. Oh, those are Maasai giraffe. One of the ways that you can tell are their spots. Their spots are a little bit jagged around the edges, like a jagged puzzle piece. And that is specific to Maasai giraffe. Other species have spots that are a little bit smoother around the edges. There are some animals on the left as well, kind of in that rocky cave. It's called a den. And those are African painted dogs in there. And they are sleeping, which is totally normal. They're more active early in the morning and then later in the evening. That's called crepuscular. They kind of asleep the rest of the time. And they're called painted dogs because of that coat they have. It does look a little bit like it's been finger painted. Now it does look like there is a baby giraffe coming up ahead on the right-hand side. Looks like we're also pretty lucky we're going to get a pretty close look at that little one. Now baby giraffe, when they are born, they stand about 6 feet tall. But they grow really quickly, so within the first few months of life, they grow about a foot. So that little one is already between 7 and 8 feet tall. Baby giraffe also have to fall about 6 feet to the ground too when they're born. Usually their moms give birth to them standing up. So that is quite a wake-up call into the world. But they get on their feet within about an hour of being born, so that's fine. It's totally normal for them to fall that far to the ground. And it takes about 4 years for them to be fully grown. Oh, looks like there's also some Hartman's Mountain zebras here on the left. And after about 4 years, they'll stand about 17 feet tall. A group of zebras is called a dazzle, and that is because when they run around, kind of just like they did in a group, they are pretty dazzling to the eye. It's really hard to tell one zebra apart from the rest of the group. It's also a way they protect themselves from predators too. It's really hard for a predator to pick out one zebra from the rest of the group to go after. There are some wildebeest coming up. There's some straight ahead to the left of the tree, but there's some a little closer here in between the hill and the grove of trees. They're kind of hanging out as gray-brown animals, and they have black hair. And wildebeest, they migrate in pretty large groups across Africa. Groups of up to about 500,000 in size. That does actually make them the second largest migratory group of mammals. You may wonder if they are the second largest group, what mammal beat them out for first place that migrates in even larger groups? Well, congratulations, you're all winners. It's actually us humans. We migrate in even larger groups than those wildebeest do. Now we are passing some trees that have been knocked over, so that's a good indication we're heading into elephant territory. So as we head on through, keep an eye out, see if you can spot any African elephants. They're going to be pretty hard to miss. They're large, brainy animals. They've got large ears, a long trunk at the front of their face. Also, some kind of ivory tusks. Now I do see one. There's a little ravine. We're gonna see if we can get a better look. Kind of tucked back in there. Now it's gonna be on your right-hand side. There is a little ravine to your right. You can see an African elephant kind of up through that ravine. See those large ears and long trunk. We'll see if we can spot a little bit clearer. Not many things, but they are fully grown. That is as big as they're gonna get. Looks like this one here is getting some good rubs in on that wood. Now their small size is actually really good for the warden because it means that they don't eat as much food as other larger species of goats do. Looks like there's one a little bit further back doing some yard work. That's pretty nice of them. Now we're starting to head back towards the village where I picked you up from, so I'd like to take a moment and talk about some conservation, some things that you and I can do to help the animals that we've seen today. One of them is the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Now if we all work together to reduce the amount of single-use items that we use, so those are items that get used once and then we throw them away, and instead try swapping them out for some reusable items, that can really help those animals because it reduces the amount of trash that goes into landfills. Often the trash that goes into landfills doesn't end up staying there. It actually ends up migrating its way out into the habitats of the animals that we've seen, or even animals that live in our own backyards. That trash is no good for them, especially if they end up mistaking it for food and eat it. So some swaps that we can make to keep that trash out of there are things like switching out plastic grocery bags for reusable bags. Or if you're making a lunch, try using some reusable containers instead of those single-use plastic baggies. Another really good option is to recycle. Like plastic water bottles, aluminum cans, cardboard, and paper. That way those things can be recycled and made into something new and never end up in the landfill. Now if you enjoyed your safari and you're looking to see some more animals, a great spot that's really close is the Gorilla Falls Trail. As you head on down the exit, you'll notice a stroller parking lot, and if you look to your right, you'll see the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. It is about a 20-minute walking trail, but it is a great place to see animals like naked mole rats, reptiles, and you might even spot some gorillas as well. Now on the reserve, we don't really like to say goodbye. Instead, we like to borrow a Swahili word. That word's kwaherini. It means to go well. So as you head out for the rest of your day today, make sure to go well, go wild, and go make a difference out there. If you're on that right-hand side, watch those hands, arms, feet, and legs. Doors will be sliding open. As you exit, please make sure to watch your step. Kwaherini, everyone, and have a great day out there at Animal Kingdom. Thank you.
Getting this? We left it on the seat.
Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was of Animal Kingdom and Disney World using my GoPro, and I just wanted to showcase some of the fun that I had with my dad a few months back, and I finally got to showing this video. So guys, if you liked it, hit the like button on this. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel, and guys, look forward to another video coming in the future. I was with a friend at Disney Springs, and I had a short video of that to showcase. So that's coming up next year, so be sure to check out that video. Guys, be safe and have a great day.